everyone hail to the pumpkin song.
In this town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise.
Everybody scream! Everybody scream!
Our favorite spooky holiday is celebrated on October 31st. As children, we learn to dress up as ghouls, take candy from strangers, and throw eggs at someone's house. Actually, don't throw eggs, unless you hate them. As adults, we cry into our wallets as we buy candy,
I have no money.
booze for our sins, and buy our slutty costumes to show off for the boys. But what if I told you Halloween isn't just a capitalist ploy? We have to start in the year of 1785, where Halloween originated. The word Halloween was popularized by the Scottish poet Robert Burns by the poem, well, Halloween. It goes like this. Upon that night, when fairies light on Cassilia... I'm not reading it to you. Look how long it is. It's in Old English. I don't speak Thieth. I'll put a link in the description for you poets out there. Now, the word Halloween is two words smushed together. Hallow, which refers to a holy person, and the een, which stems from the contraction of eve, or evening before. So Halloween is basically an old-fashioned word of saying the night before All Saints' Day. All Saints' Day is a day commemorating all the saints of the church who are both known and unknown, who have attained heaven. Basically, we are celebrating Harambe, Bob Ross, and other legends among us. Historians have linked Halloween to Samhain, the Celtic festival of the summer's end, which is celebrated Scotland, in Ireland, and the Isle of Man. The Celtic festival is celebrated in modern times through dancing to music, eating various foods, storytelling, bonfires, and other festival festivities. According to Celtic mythology, the veil between the other world and our world thins during Samhain, making it easier for spirits and the souls of the dead to return. People usually offer food and drinks to try to get on the good side of these spirits. If this sounds familiar, yes, it influenced Day of the Dead, celebrated primarily in Latin America on November 1st and 2nd of every calendar year. Halloween is the night before Day of the Dead. Halloween is like Christmas Eve, a pre-celebration before the celebration. Halloween and Christmas Eve are both religious pre-celebrations. Now, have you ever thought about the real reason behind Halloween? Dramatic music. What if I told you the current state of how we celebrate Halloween is a hypnosis experiment? U.S. Army Commander Wayne M. McDonald was assigned to analyze and assess the gateway process. What the fuck is the gateway process? The gateway process is a science experiment and uses techniques such as hypnosis and transcendental meditation. These techniques help to uncover unworldly secrets like holograms, consciousness matrix, and even different dimensions that your consciousness can travel. McDonald, you tasked me to provide an assessment of the gateway experience in terms of its mechanics and ultimate practicality. To assess the validity and practicality of the process, I needed to do enough supporting research and analysis to fully understand how and why the process works. That proved to be an extremely involved and difficult business. Wayne M. McDonald describes the gateway experience as a way to achieve altered states of consciousness involving brain hemisphere synchronization, or hemisync for short. Now let me tell you how hypnotized you truly are. According to the theories of psychologist Ronald Stone and the biomedical engineering models of Ishak Bentov. I'm assuming this is Russian. That's my best Russian. Ishak Bentov that I got. Hypnosis is basically a technique which permits acquisition of direct access to the sensory motor cortex and pleasure centers. These parts of the brains are the emotional portions of stimulus screening function of the left hemisphere of the brain. The left hemisphere of the brain is the self-cognitive, verbal, and linear reasoning component of the mind. The right hemisphere, which functions as the non-critical, holistic, non-verbal, and pattern-oriented component of the brain, appears to accept what the left hemisphere passes to it without question. So the left hemisphere of your monkey brain takes in all the information that you receive through all your senses and digests it to your whole self. So what you analyze and what you think is right or wrong, you decipher through your left hemisphere, and the right one is your habit side of the brain. A question that helped me wrap my brain around this was, what habits do I do without even looking twice? For example, when I see a cookie, I'm going for that cookie, you know? Nom 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 nom, let me eat that shit, you know? The Gateway is a training system designed to bring enhanced strength, focus, and coherence to the amplitude and frequency of brainwave output between the left and right hemispheres so as to alter consciousness, moving it outside the physical sphere to ultimately escape even the restrictions of time and space. McDonald and his team underwent an experiment with a group of people called Group 12. Ultimately, they gained access to the various levels of intuitive knowledge which the universe offers. Melissa Yeager describes the process involved in the hemisync in the Gateway experience. The human mind is like a lamp that expends chaotic energy in its natural state. But with discipline of the hemisync, the mind will act in the fashion of a laser beam, which produces a disciplined stream of light. The Gateway assumes that once the frequency and amplitude of the human brain are rendered coherent, it is possible to begin accelerating, both so that the human mind is soon resonating at ever high vibrational levels. Hey monkey brain, did you get any of that? Bro, we can travel through time and space. Like this is breaking ground shit right here. How many of you consume treats on Halloween? The two most popular activities a typical individual will do on Halloween is either eat candy or consume alcohol. Candy contains a high amount of sugar, which can kick the brain in overdrive mode. Sugar can have effects on memory, mood, and can hinder mental capacity. Alcohol interferes with the brain's communication pathways and can affect the way the brain looks and works. Alcohol can have effects like controlling balance, memory, speech, and judgment. What do these two things have in common? They negatively affect the brain. Negative swings in the body cause negative vibration. Look at horror movies and music. They send signals through your body to cause a certain type of vibration, and their target is you, the consumer. So the question is, what is the real purpose of Halloween? The purpose is so that government can control you, to accelerate negative consciousness so you're trapped in the place that you are right now on Halloween, which is the night before Day of the Dead, where spooky ghosts can come and scare you.